Good evening, we're going to have a dancing intro because I am running out of things to do. Also turns out I have zero idea how to do the Macarena, and I also don't know how to dance either. So for this video and for the next video, we shall embrace the cheesy voiceover. This is who we are now. Not really, soon. You guys like my background, by the way? Today we are going to be doing a look in which I'm not sure if I'm gonna put the look name in the title or not. I'm kind of thinking, since it's spooky season day 1, we're gonna do a little bit of a guessing game. So when you figure out what character this is, put in the comments the timestamp that you figured out who this character is. All the products I use today will be listed somewhere around the video. Also, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to ask me in the comments below. I also just want to give a shout out and say thank you to everyone that bought my makeup brushes over the weekend. Ignore this one, it's got some body paints in it, but I really appreciate those who are really helping support a small business, so thank you so much. I'll put the link in the description for anybody who's interested in checking them out. I use them in every single video. We're starting off by painting our face white. Now you might notice that it's not a solid white, it's actually more of a, not really a translucent white either, but it's definitely not full solid white. For this character, I don't think that they're particularly meant to actually be solid white. They're more so just ridiculously, extremely, very dead pale. So in order to get my paint to look like this, I just didn't add as much water to my body paint as I usually do. And same goes with all the gray texture that I'm gonna be adding to my skin. I didn't even wet my body paint at all. This is dry body paint, which is why it's laying down almost zero pigment, but that's what I want. You could probably use eyeshadow for this, but I even feel like eyeshadow would still be too dense. You can then go ahead and prime your eyes and use white eyeshadow around your entire eyeball socket. Although this look isn't too blended out, the white does help blend out the colors that we're not really blending out anyways. I like to have it there. Using a medium and darker gray eyeshadow, I'm then applying it around my eyelid, in the crease and underneath my eye, making sure that I leave my lid open because we're going to be making it yellow later. To make my new eyeball yellow, I'm using yellow body paint, setting it with yellow eyeshadow, and then adding a little bit of brown to each corner. It just helps push the eyeball back instead of it just being one solid yellow color on my eyelid. I don't have yellow scleras, so because I don't, I figured that I would just paint new eyes on my eyes instead of trying to mess with my eyes. Using black body paints, I'm then defining where my new eyeballs are going, creating more of an eye socket, pushing them back, as well as adding more eyeshadow look to them. It can be a little tricky applying body paint in your crease, especially if you got wrinkly eyelids like me, so just take your time. If you know what character this is at this point, put the timestamp in the comments and let me know. I'm also bringing the black underneath my eye as well as dripping it down. Line your waterline, a little bit of Alexys. And then I'm just adding gray eyeshadow throughout my face just to give it a little more texture in my skin. And now let's cut to our commercial break. Enjoy my infomercial. I was actually just at TwitchCon over the weekend and people were coming up to me and being like, Lex, I love your infomercial. I was like, yeah! It made me thrilled. Are you tired of having makeup brushes that are dull, boring, brushes that pick up pigment just decently? Get your MadeULook makeup brushes today! Enjoy their soft synthetic fibers that are durable, long-lasting. Tired of your brushes having 3 hairs? The MadeULook Luxe collection has the perfect density to flexibility ratio that is perfect for powders and emollients. Wish I were speaking English? The MadeULook makeup brushes are bendy and fluffy. You can enjoy a powder brush, flat foundation brush, double-ended, angled, detail for those sharp lines, and a fluffy foundation brush even your dog will be excited about. Available on MadeULookByLex.com. That's right, MadeULookByLex.com, or you could scroll down to find 1-800, link below. Using various shades of gray eyeshadow, I then created the shading that is going to go underneath the clothing that I'm going to be painting on. Because this character already has that kind of gray, weird texture to the skin that basically I added, because I don't think it's actually fully on the character to the extent that I added. The shadow doesn't have to be perfect because it's also going to look like it's just blending in with the skin. Although when you get down to the black eyeshadow, you might want to make a little bit of a cleaner line. For the collar, I'm using the same white body paint as I did for my face, but I just added more water to my paint, that way I get a more solid white. And typically I would add all of the shading to my collar before adding a second color down, but I really wanted to have that just surrounding it so I had a better idea of what I was looking at. For the dress, I mixed together purple and red body paint. Going back into the collar, I'm then using gray eyeshadow to shade and also a little bit of brown, just scattering it around the entire collar as well as outlining it in gray. It doesn't need to be a heavy outline, the purpose more so is creating the shadow that it's coming out and folding over, and then also coming out and folding over on the edges. Once I have all the gray and brown laid down, I'm then going in using black eyeshadow and creating the shadow in between the collar as well as underneath the collar onto the dress. And doing a little bit of highlighting using white body paint. I'm also adding on the black stitching using black body paint. Because she has white buttons on her dress, I removed a little bit of that purple body paint just to make room for them, and filled them in using white. Also using gray eyeshadow, a white highlight, and black body paint, I added the details to the buttons such as shading, highlighting, and the little holes that the buttons are sewn onto the dress with. Using black eyeshadow, I'm then applying all the wrinkles to the dress where it connects at the shoulders, as well as using black body paint to add more of those details. I also added all the pinstriping to her dress using the MadeULook detail brush. And of course, using white body paint, I added highlights to the wrinkles as well. To give the eyes a more realistic effect while they were closed, I actually glued fake eyelashes onto my eyelid. Definitely felt a little strange, but looked good. And just for the sake of seeing what it looks like with your eyes open, I actually like the eyelashes on my eyelids, because it kind of looks like you've got fake eyelashes on your eyelashes, but you don't. They're on your eyelids. Surprise! So it actually looks good with your eyes open and your eyes closed.